Hi guys, how's it going? Over my last years of interacting with people, I've tried to make amazing relationships, friendships, and some people and some interactions that I wish I did not exist. Basically, well, jokingly, but anyways, I realized that for the most part, relationships does not necessarily make sense, and that's fine because not every person is going to be your greatest companion or whatever. But the thing that I'm trying to make is that the point I'm trying to make is that, well, I thought for a long time that people were for the most part logical creatures, and they are for the most part. Basically, they can understand logic if it is clearly presented to them in front of them. And so the thing is that I was trying to be, in a way, in my part, from my point of view, as logical as I possibly could when it comes to also expressing my thoughts and feelings basically towards them. Basically, if I was able to make my case clear, make it make sense, and ask them if they understood me, basically I thought I'm gonna have a topic to discuss and basically a relationship to then cultivate and create in a way. And so I'm saying this because I think that now I've seen the importance of being able to indirectly communicate and basically understand the cues and the non-verbal language, such as the body language. And in the earliest of my years, I did not give any attention to it because I'm saying that there's no reason. I'm saying that most people are able to talk, and they are talk, they can speak, they can, for the most part, think with new variables in a way. They can take something, some evidence, some fact, some whatever, and try to analyze the topic. That was the main idea of what I thought a typical person could do, but I realized that most people do not really try to make arguments and do not really communicate with perfect logic as if everything makes sense. But for the most part, I recently realized that people can be logical, but it's not that they choose not to, it's that it's not their natural tendency, let's say. For example, you can be perfectly logical, but if you seem to be a person who's perfectly still, look at them in the eyes like a dead person, and say, "Good morning." Well, that's not gonna draw much happiness out of the other person, and so the other person is not going to react or respond respectively in a way. Yeah, typically, okay? And so if you're trying to, in a way, hug the other person while you speak, or seem so calm and so warm, basically the other person feels that you're trying to make a sauna out of them. The thing is that they're more likely to respond in that way. And the thing is that if you treat them as if they're potentially wounded or if they're hurt, even though if they're not hurt, they are going to also appreciate it. Everyone's going to appreciate it when you try to treat people with kindness and basically mean it as much as you can. And feelings of, basically, not feelings, treatments and actions such as you try to be kind, or you trying to be warm, or you trying to be compassionate, are not necessarily something that correlates with logic. Because there's nothing to analyze when it comes to those things. You're just kind because you're kind, because you want to be a strong person that basically, regardless of how hard life is, you basically are going to treat others with good manners. And the thing is that it doesn't always make sense to treat people good. In fact, for the most part, it doesn't. Logic does not imply to that type of behavior. It makes sense to not treat others like SHIT, the worst you can get, because there's never a logical reason to treat people bad, ever, in my opinion. But the thing is that if by default we're trying to basically to treat others with emotionally calm, steady, and in a way, a certain way, with a behavior that is in a way open-minded, regardless, that person is gonna get, I think, a lot of positive feedback. He's not gonna be necessarily so popular, but he or she is going to get some people to acknowledge his or her good behavior. In my mind, I thought that just being logical would probably make everyone seem basically see the logic behind of my words and see, okay, if that makes sense, it's a person that can communicate, therefore can be worth hanging around with. But it's not necessarily that the case, because I can be a very tiring person and get to the most nitpicking nonsense and basically correct other people's speeches and seem very annoying. And basically, if I do that a lot, I may as well not see that this seems to be a rude or even a repelling behavior. Because that's the thing, people don't necessarily make sense all of the time, if not most of the time. That's the thing for me to have in mind. And so, or for anyone who's really can relate. And so I'm saying this because I think that I personally don't think I can have great relationship without any sense being logical in a way. But at the same time, I need to, in a way, cultivate and make better emotional social cues that are non-verbal in a way. So what do I mean by this is that basically every amazing, great friend that I have, as of the time I'm recording this, of course, and in general, I don't think I'm gonna break with these people. I have amazing friends, that's what I'm saying. And the thing is that I don't think I could have such amazing relationship without also me being able to analyze my points of view and being able to analyze their points of view as well in the same critique, and basically both of us trying to be with me and every friend respectively, okay, both of me and the other person try to be as much analytical and honest with our opinions based on that topic. And the thing is that I'm very interested into listening people's most vulnerable experiences and treat it as if it's the most vulnerable, yet at the same time precious piece of gold to ever exist. That if I make a small more movement, it's going to break to 1,000 pieces, and then it's ruined forever in a way. That basically represents that the other person trusts me, therefore I must take care of their words, one, and second, that it in a way honors me, and that makes the relationship stronger by taking care of that golden nugget in a way. And so not most people I should say, are willing to be vulnerable and so honest with me, and that's perfectly fine. Actually, it's perfectly logical. And I'm saying this because people have, I think we as people, myself included, have pretty much forgotten what it means to have amazing relationships. And even though I just mentioned that I have amazing relationships, which I do, and I will try to forever continue promote my amazing friendships and try to strengthen even more and at the hard times. I believe I have amazing friends. Okay, that's a great thing. I believe I have also amazing relationships with my family members in a way. But the thing is that me being that so-called logical and basically being that logical essentially means also being rejecting other people's opinions and points of view if they do not make sense in my eyes, which some people don't have necessarily to make sense in my eyes for them to have their own opinion, basically means that, for me at least, I don't have such, I should say, success in the department, in a way, of me having relationships with the opposite gender of mine. All right, I would love to have a trusting woman, trusting girlfriend, and a partner. That basically she's also going to have her life. She's also gonna have her own interests and relationships other than mine, me and her. And the thing is that I find it very difficult for me to not being open or vulnerable. I wouldn't say that. I would say that me being basically as logical as I possibly can, that of course being the main way of me being able to connect and basically try to say things that can stand out. And if I cannot say something that I think makes sense, I cannot say it anyways. And basically that seems to put me in a position that I am not so emotionally available to other people around me, and that's not necessarily true. It's just that I prioritize other things. And because I seem to be that way, probably I'm not gonna be so interesting in the eyes of other ladies. And that's fine if that's a preference, but that's the thing, is that I took the feedback, and that happens to both men and women, of course. But when me interacting with gentlemen, I don't think I have the same difficulty. For the most part, I think 8 out of 10 gentlemen, I think I'm gonna have a great interactions. With the ladies, I don't think I can do the exact same, the, let's say, similar ratio. 4 out of 10, I believe, gonna have some good interactions, let's say. The rest of the six are going to be pretty much not interested at all. And there's a thing to it. There's a, let's say, charisma. There is this aura, in a way. There's this presence that a person can be basically social, open-minded, and warm, and all those things can be attractive to other people that extroverts basically find attractive. And for the most part, I'm not necessarily all those things, and I believe that I must communicate more in the language of emotions, let's say, if that makes sense. And the thing is that me speaking to you right now through this camera, I don't think I can make arguments if they do not make sense in my mind. Basically, I make the videos and I make my ideas on these videos, right? One. And second, if I do not believe I make logical sense with the things that I'm saying right now, I don't really blame you if you do not understand the thing I'm saying, one. And second, I don't think I can get you to understand me at all. And that's the thing, people can be logical, but I think it's not the, let's say, popular way of talking or thinking or talking when it comes to other people. Basically, the most energetic person, the most charismatic person, the most energetic person, the most smiley and funny person is going to be the most popular and the most desired to hang out with other people, for the most part. And the thing is that I used to be pretty annoyed with this, because I'm saying, if people can make sense, why are they not making any sense? And that is the thing, is that when you grow up, basically you stop getting mad at people being people, and when you understand that basically nobody owes me or anyone any type of explanation, and if they want to be the way they are, and if they see me in a certain way, that's totally fine. I don't owe them an explanation, and neither do they to me back. And so I thought, for the most part, people were logical, but they can be, and they're not necessarily to, let's say, to the common people that they are talking with each other in a way. And so yes, if I can communicate with that way for the most part with many people, I think I can have great interactions. But for the most part, I believe that the non-verbal, emotionally clear, charismatic, energetic, and smiley, funny, let's say, not face, basically, yeah, filter. All this is a filter when it comes to talking to each other. It's much more popular when it comes to people because people probably want to feel things. If someone is sad and sees someone happy, they're probably going to feel happy as well. And if that person is already happy and meet another happy person, they're going to be even more happy. And people want to be happy in general. People want to feel accepted and possibly loved. And the thing is that that's perfectly fine because I think people are interested more into feel accepted and feel loved and appreciated rather than someone must be smart to fit in a group. Can be an asset, but that's not necessarily the absolute recipe for a great relationship. And that's the thing I just realized just recently. So I thought, wow, that was a great idea. I got inspired to make this video and I thought it was interesting. You're more than welcome to tell me what you think. And this is going to be my video for today. Okay, I wish you a great day and I'll see you in the next time. Bye and thank you so much for watching.